Welcome to News.Markets. Financial technology, FinTech, is a sector based on using software to provide financial services. Startups are beating the banks by offering cheaper, quicker online services. It's a huge, addressable and open market. But while the best performers who keep on reinventing themselves are showing juicy returns, the poorer ones are spending big and losing bigger. Is FinTech the hottest space to be in for investors or a hot potato? Hi Britain has focused on FinTech in their quarterly technology review. And William Lynn, Director of Corporate Broking there, joins me now. Thanks ever so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Now, what is FinTech? Who are the FinTech companies?
Banking really hasn't changed how it makes payments for 30 or 40 odd years. And there are all sorts of different systems that come through all around the world, and they're largely outdated nowadays, but it's very difficult to change because of the global nature of the business and all the different systems. So the FinTech market really is to try and access some of those problems and resolve them and generally improve things. And it's going to happen by evolution, not by revolution, because you're never going to get one company to even Apple is not going to just suddenly change everything overnight. So there is a massive opportunity. Trillions of dollars change hands every day all around the world. There is a massive opportunity for smart software and service solutions to come in and just solve little problems, and also new problems with paying for things with mobile phones and paying for things in different formats.
So it's a sector that investors are getting particularly excited about, but it's vast, isn't it? You've got a huge sliding scale of the winners and the losers.
Yes, and I think we're really. My feeling is that we're at the second phase. Very often with a new market, whether it's a new emerging market or whether it's the tech boom that we had in the late 90s, there's a lot of excitement when things first come along, and then there's probably too much excitement, some irrational exuberance, and then things fall apart a bit, and there's disappointment.
So we saw that, didn't we, with Monetize?
Yeah, and Monetize is probably the poster child of the FinTech, and we saw that, and there was a lot of excitement about it, and there's a lot of good things about it, but perhaps the excitement got in front of it, and now the last 12 months we've seen the share price come off about 90%. What
about GB Group?
GB Group is quite a well-kept secret, really. I mean, you don't hear much about them, but they are profitable. They're probably the other end of the spectrum. They do a lot of work managing risk, so whether it's money laundering or just simply identifying who you are and whose phone is whose and whose card is whose. And that their share price, by contrast, is up about 60% over the last 12 months because they're now making earnings. They've now got money. They're a proper company.
Is that what investors are looking for then? Because it seems there's a big difference between the US market and what's going on in the UK. This idea that they can just spend and not worry actually about the earnings that they're making.
Yes, I think there's generally more money available in the US, and I think also there's more tolerance of building a business and not necessarily needing to get to a positive bottom line. I think people will give things more money and more time to be pushed on. So it's it's no surprise that's where you find all the big unicorns, and it's a different mindset. But it's not all the companies, and it doesn't mean there isn't an opportunity for the Brits either.
So which of the companies coming through that are on your radar?
Well, I think two interesting ones. MyPay is one. They're looking at cash flow break even next year. They've got some great anti-fraud software that sets them apart, and I think that's a very interesting. They've got a very driven management team. And Vipera is equally, a great board, a great team of people on the board there, and they've actually, they've already exceeded next year's sales by August. So, last year's sales by August this year. They're doing much better than perhaps the market thinks, because I think they had some strange figures out in the end of June, which portrayed them in a slightly darker light. So I think those are two sort of my favourites.
So having the right people on board, having a strategy, but also turning a profit, it is more important in the UK market than having just that big spend on marketing drive.
I think so. There just isn't the capital available to do huge marketing. Just to throw money at the problem is not an option for UK companies generally, and in the FinTech particularly.
But it sounds like there's some exciting opportunities for investors in the FinTech space.
Yes.
William Lynn from Hybrid, and thanks very much.
Thank you.